Hello everyone, I am Harsh Bansal and today I am going to show you a demo of S3Table buckets, a new feature under S3 storage. With this feature, you can store your tabular data directly into S3 object store. In this demo, I will show you how to create S3Table using S3Table and Glue AWS CLI and access using Athena. Let's kick things off by exploring how to create an S3 table bucket. First, we will head over to AWS console and we need to navigate to S3. Once you click in S3, you will get a new feature, table buckets. Click on the table buckets and now let's create our first table bucket. For this demo purpose, I'm keeping my table bucket name as my S3 table bucket and hit create table bucket. So now the table bucket has been created. Once the table bucket is ready, the next step is to create a namespace within it. Think of a namespace as the equivalent of database or a data warehouse inside your table bucket. So within these namespaces, we can create tables in the iceberg format. So let's quickly create a namespace under our table bucket using AWS S3Table CLI. To do that, we need to launch Cloud Shell, which is in your bottom left corner. Click on this and then pop it out and split your screen. So this is your Cloud Shell where we will run our AWS S3 table CLI command. So now first create the namespace. To create a namespace inside S3Table, you need to specify the table bucket ARN where you want to create your namespace. You can take that namespace name from here and then say enter. Great, the namespace has been created now and the namespace name is demo namespace. And this demo namespace is linked to our table bucket which we create previously, my S3Table bucket. Now next step is we need to create a table within this namespace. The syntax for this is also very simple. Just ensure that you have the correct namespace and ARN for that particular table bucket. So we need to specify the same table bucket ARN. The namespace name is demo namespace and the name is demo table and the format is iceberg. Great, this table has been created under demo namespace. It's very important to note that we have not defined any metadata for it, and this means that we don't have any information about the columns or their data types. And currently S3Table CLI does not support the metadata information. So you cannot specify the metadata information when you create a table using S3Table CLI command. So now this table has been created. You have your namespace available. We can see this information using Athena. Okay, so let's move to Athena. Before moving to Athena, I think we need to first create a lake formation permissions for that. So let's head over to lake formation and give the permissions to admin role, which is my role, so that we can access it using Athena. If you go to the catalogs, so you will find two catalogs. This first catalog is your account number, which is default catalog for your Glue related stuff. And this is the new catalog, which is S3 tables catalog. Under this, we have created a catalog, which we call it as, or table bucket we created, that name is my S3 table bucket. And once you click over here, you will find a database called demo namespace. We need to give a permission to this namespace to the admin role so that we can access it using Athena. We need to go grant. We need to choose our role, which is admin. in my case, and then we need to choose the option. We can choose all tables, and then if you go further down, we can give the super permission and say grant. Now that the permissions are granted, let's head over to the Athena and check if we can see our tables in Athena. So if you click over here, you will find two types of catalog. The first one is none, which is your Glue catalog, and under that we have a default database. So we need to make sure that we have at least one database created in Glue before we run this demo. So in my case, I have already created a database called default. Now what we can do is let's create a table using the SQL command in iceberg format. So syntax to create a table is simple, like your table, your catalog name, and then the table name, and then you need to specify your column information. So in this case, we have 3 columns: employee ID, first name, and the last name. And then we need to specify a S3 location, and then we need to specify the table properties, which is iceberg. Now we need to make sure that when we are creating this table, we need to create this table in iceberg format. And I just changed this catalog back to this. Just want to show that if we run this command using, if you try to create a table using this command under this catalog, it will not let you do that. Okay, so let's try that. So DDL queries are not supported for this particular catalog. So the next thing what we can do, let's create a table in Glue catalog in place of creating a table under this S3Table bucket. So now let's change back it to catalog none, and we have a default database, which is this one, and under that let's create a table. One most important thing is, like, we need to create this table under Glue, but we need to specify the location of S3 what we have in our S3Table data warehouse location. So how to get that information? So we can use this get command to find out what is the data warehouse location for this particular table what we have created earlier. So this is the table what we have created earlier under demo namespace using that S3Table AWS CLI. And we need to make sure that we are pointing our Glue table to this particular warehouse location. Let's take this one. And run it. So now the table has been created, and this table is under your Glue catalog, and the similar table is available in your S3Table bucket as well. So there are two tables, one is in Glue catalog, another one is in your S3Table catalog. Now the difference between these two is, if you look at this table, you will not find any column information because we have not defined that. But if you go back to your Glue catalog, and under that, if you check the table, you will get the metadata information. Now using that AWS Glue CLI, let's check it out what exactly is the definition and other information it returned. So we can use that AWS Glue CLI command and see like what is there. So syntax is more or less simple. Now we need to take that Glue CLI. So let's take that one from here. So here we need to specify our catalog ID, which is always your account ID, and then you need to specify the database name, which is a default database over here, and the table name is demo table. Let's see like what exactly is there in this. So here you will see that you have your location, which is pointing to the warehouse location of your S3 table. But we do have some additional location, which is your data location as well as your metadata location. Okay, so now what we need to do is we need to point our S3 table to this particular metadata location. So we need to update our S3 table metadata location. Within S3 table AWS CLI, we have options to update that metadata location. So let's quickly do that. So let me show you the syntax for that. So syntax to create or update a table metadata location is you need to specify your table bucket ARN. So the table bucket ARN is the same but we have used earlier. The namespace is demo namespace and the name of the table is demo table, and this is your metadata location which we need to change. So we can take this metadata location from here and put it over here. So now we have metadata location, we have name, we have namespace, we have table bucket ARN. The only thing which is left is version token. So this version token represent the location of your current metadata location or your table location within S3 table. So we need to find the current version token of that particular table where we are going to update the metadata location. So we can get that information using AWS S3 table get table API command, CLI command. So this is the command to get the table status and the information related to this. So you will find that the version token over here. Okay, so we have the warehouse location already. We just need to update our metadata location over here. So we will take the version token from here. Take this version token, put it over here. Now let's try to create this or update our table metadata location using this AWS S3 table update metadata location CLI command. So we have 5 is missing over here, so we need to put 5 as well. Great. So now the metadata location has been updated in our S3 table under S3 table bucket. Now let's run that get command again to check it out what we have now. So now if you look over here, you have your metadata location which has your table definition, and you do have the warehouse location. So now we have successfully updated the metadata location for this particular table. Now let's go back to our Athena and check it out whether we are able to access the table or we are able to see the columns under that particular table. So now change back to our S3 table catalog. Under that you have demo namespace, and if you click over here you can see that the employee ID and the first name and the last name, the table definition is updated. Now the next thing is, now let's try to insert some data in this particular table using a simple insert command. Okay, so now our namespace name is demo namespace, table name is demo table, and I'm just inserting 2 values in this particular table. So now the data has been ingested into that table. Now let's try to query this table. Preview query. So now this data has been ingested in your S3 table under S3 table bucket. Thank you for your time and attention. I hope you find the demo insightful and helpful. For your reference, I will be sharing all the commands I used during the demo on my YouTube channel Harsh and Pooja the Cloud Chefs. Feel free to check out them, and if you have any questions or feedback, don't hesitate to reach out to me. Have a great day. Thank you.